So this is a mindfulness of thought meditation. It'll be mostly guided. And I am so grateful that the first thing I was ever taught about meditation is you can't do it wrong. If your head's going the entire time, you meditated. It doesn't matter if you do a 5 minute, a 10 minute, a 50 minute, no matter if your head's going the entire time, you meditated. That's what heads do. They think, they go, thoughts are going. The thing with mindfulness meditation is you notice your thoughts. We notice, thinking, and then go back to your breath, your in breath and out breath. And if your breath isn't a good anchor for you, then go back to your hands or your feet on your floor or sounds, whatever anchor works for you, go back to that. Maybe just start thinking about shopping you have to do, some groceries you have to pick up, or whatever it is. You could notice, planning, and then bring it back to the breath. The in breath, the out breath. I always found it interesting when the in breath becomes an out breath, the space between the in breath and the out breath. I don't know, that for me. Whatever works for you as an anchor, go back to that. So it's about noticing and being kind to yourself and gentle. Oh, your mind wandered again? That's what they do. You can't do it wrong. The mind's always going. Mindfulness meditation practice, it typically begins with focusing on the breath or some other primary object, maybe your body posture or sensations. As the meditation unfolds, you can include whatever else is happening in your body and mind, different sensations, sounds, emotions as your thought process unfolds. Most people find that as they begin to pay attention to their breath or to some other experience without even knowing it, suddenly they're gone, they're lost in thought, and it's not bad. This isn't a place to start judging. We approach this practice with kindness. So it's just the way it is. The eyes see, the ears hear, the mind thinks. Thoughts are just part of our experience. The important thing to remember is working with thoughts. It's not to get lost in the content. It's simply to notice, thinking, and then to come back to your breath. It's not something to take personally. It's just what minds do. They wander. And it's important to remember, don't get hooked in the thoughts. Just, thinking, planning, judging. It's a lot of times think, everyone else is probably doing this better than me, judging. Or you could get that Zen moment. You think, I'm doing it better than everyone else, judging, because it's going to go. I know for me, sometimes I'll think something really important, and I think I have to stop a meditation and write it down. And so it's really important not to get so caught up in a thought, just to notice and to come back to the breath. No need to judge or anything else, just to come back and to be patient. So let's begin. Begin by taking a moment to sit in an upright and dignified posture with both feet flat on the floor. Feel the connection of the earth supporting you. Maybe having a sense that your body is supported, alert, yet at ease. A posture that allows you to be comfortable and relatively still. Now, take a few moments to invite relaxation with a brief body scan to allow any parts of your body that have tension to soften and let go. Starting with the head, relax the forehead, the eyes, the cheek, and the jaw. The mouth, down through the neck and shoulders. Arms, torso, the chest, belly, Relax the hips and pelvic area. Down through the legs. Relax the thighs. Knees. Calves. Ankles and feet. Down through the toes. Now take a few deeper breaths, breathing in a calming energy as you inhale. Letting go and releasing with each exhale. Now let the breath find its own natural rhythm. Let the breath breathe you. As best you can, rest your attention on your breath. How do you know you're breathing? Where in your body do you feel it most clearly? You might notice the breath coming in and going out of your nostrils. You might feel the rising and falling of your abdomen. Or you might simply be aware of your whole body sitting and breathing. Each time your mind wanders, gently return to the breath or whatever anchor you use without any judgment for having drifted off. Now, allow the awareness to open to other experiences that may occur. If sensations arise, be aware of them with the same non judging attitude. If sounds call your attention, become aware of hearing. When emotions become strong, notice them with kindness and compassion. When you realize you've been thinking, appreciate that you've become aware that thinking is happening and that once again, you're here in the present. Then bring your attention back to the simple fact that you're sitting here and breathing. Do this with patience, kindness, and the intention to start once again. Each time you notice the mind has wandered, you're strengthening your ability to be in this present moment and developing a wise relationship to the mind. Some people find it helpful to softly name the experience of thinking with a very gentle, non judgmental tone. Thinking, thinking. No need to get lost in the content. By simply noticing thinking without getting lost in any stories, the thoughts aren't being fed and they often dissolve on their own. Don't try to get rid of them. Just notice. As soon as you become aware, return to the breath or whatever anchor works best for you. If you notice different themes or repetitive patterns of thought, like planning, remembering, worrying, or wanting, try naming them in a very kind, non judgmental way. Planning or worrying, or whatever is here present for you. If you can't think of the right word, don't struggle to find it. Just name it thinking and move back to your breath or whatever anchor works for you. Repetitive thoughts are sometimes fueled by emotions underneath. If a thought pattern keeps arising, you might ask yourself, what am I feeling now? If it's comfortable for you, each time you become aware of thinking, acknowledge it and appreciate that you've become aware and are back in the present moment. Doesn't matter how many times you wander, each time you become aware of thinking and can return to the present with patience and kindness is another liberating moment of mindfulness. If it's comfortable for you, each time you become aware of thinking, acknowledge it and appreciate that you've become aware and are back in the present. Notice the thinking, just name it. thinking, planning. The mindfulness meditation on thinking and thoughts will end in about 1 more minute. Go back to the in breath and the out breath. Take a deep in breath and a long exhale and release anything that you're holding on to. Another deep in breath. Loud exhale. Release everything you feel you need to release. And one final inhale. And let go of everything. When you hear the bell, notice the experience of hearing. And then when you're ready, gently and mindfully come back to the moment. How was that experience for you? Were you able to name your thoughts? Notice them? And were you able to come back to your anchor, to your breath, or your hands, your feet? Is your head going the whole time? Doesn't matter. That's what they do. Sometimes they're quiet for part of the meditation. You can slowly wiggle your hands and your toes, come back to the present moment, move your shoulders, your head to side. And congratulations on another successful meditation. I'd love to hear in the comments what worked for you, what didn't, and come back and practice again and again. You could also move on and do one of the grounding meditations or the meditation on breath. And just breathe and notice moment to moment. And notice how your thoughts just dissolve. They just pass like clouds. They are not you. I'm Lauren Abrams. Thanks for meditating with me today.